Head coach Mike Macdonald has led a Seattle Seahawks defense that ranks number one across the board in defensive DVOA, and a second-round pick in Nick Emmanwori has played a big role in that success. Coming out of South Carolina, it was unclear what kind of role Emmanwori would play at the NFL level, but Macdonald has turned him into the ultimate chess piece, playing at least 100 snaps over the year off the edge, in the box, and in the slot. With 81 tackles, 11 pass breakups, 2.5 sacks, and an interception over the regular season, Emmanwori has unlocked the rest of a talented and dominant Seattle defense and has taken an even bigger step forward in the postseason. So let's dive into the tape from the NFC Championship game against the Rams to show you why Emmanwori is Seattle's biggest X factor in this year's Super Bowl in today's episode of Best Available. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. Make sure that you are subscribed on YouTube if you're not already, and follow us on socials at BestAvailableYT. If you want to find another way to support the channel, consider becoming a member. I'll leave details to that in the episode description. But let's go ahead and dive into the Nick Emmanwori tape, because this has been one of my favorite players to watch all season. If you've been following along with the channel for a while, it feels like ages since we've been able to bring out the Telestrator. Feels good to be back just with all the travel for the Shrine Bowl, talking about the Senior Bowl. Draft season is basically in full swing now. But we got a Super Bowl to talk about, and I'm going to do a video about a Patriots X Factor as well this week. But I wanted to make sure that I talked about Emmanwori, because this is one of my favorite players that'll be playing in this game, despite only being a rookie. He is here off to the right side of the screen, and you can't see him right now. But we talked about at the beginning of this video how versatile of a player Emmanwori is. He is a safety that's virtually a linebacker at times, and right here he's an edge player. He does so much. He's such a physical, ideal chess piece of a box safety that Macdonald has kind of embraced that. I don't really care where he plays. I just know where he is impactful, and that's closer to the line of scrimmage. He's not going to be a free safety. He's not going to be comfortable, totally in man coverage, although we'll get to some of that in a bit. But man, is he just effective at playing the run, filling gaps, rushing the passer, and playing a little bit of coverage. So very fun player. Let's just watch here. We're going to have an outside run to the right. And again, Emmanwori you cannot see, but he's on the right side of the screen right now. So we've got that insert block from Puka, who's climbing to the second level. We've got, I believe that's Davis Allen blocking outside. And then you're going to see, here's Emmanwori right here. What I love, again, this is a guy that's theoretically a safety, but the way he engages this block, super wide base, get those feet wide, and then as we keep this rolling, getting extended is so important. He's trying to keep his chest clean, not let this tight end get to him, and he's going to keep fighting for that extension. Now you're noticing now hands are getting above the eyes. He's starting to drive those legs, prevent himself from getting washed out backwards. Like he's fighting to engage this block. And then as Kyren Williams starts bouncing this run outside, Emmanwori, because of that extension, has the ability to disengage. He kept outside contain, and then he fought, and then just wraps up at that leg. Great tackle technique. The fact that he's getting extended, he's taking on this block instead of letting the guy block him. And I know that sounds, easy in theory, but you'd be surprised at how many guys really struggle with, engaging a block, especially a safety player. So we see here, gets extended, keeps that outside shoulder clean, and then as soon as Kyren bounces outside, he also goes outside, disengages, makes a play. This is the kind of play like an edge player makes routinely. And the fact that you've got Emmanwori, up at the line of scrimmage, basically playing edge, keeping outside contain, engaging that block. This is the kind of player that we're talking about. He's not like most safeties. All right, the very next play, they're like, all right, Emmanwori, go ahead and cover Davante Adams, one of the best route runners in the NFL. Maybe he's still a little hampered by a hamstring injury, but I thought he played very well in this game. But you're going one-on-one, this is a clear man look. We can just see from how everyone's lined up. One-on-one against a guy that's just notorious for cooking mismatches in man coverage. So we're going to see he lines up. Adams is pushing vertically at first. And then as he's pushing, he's making contact with Emmanwori. He's going to break off of that route stem and cut inside. Emmanwori does a great job this whole time as that cut happens, not getting grabby here. There's so many excuses where Emmanwori could have just tried to grab, pull Davante to prevent separation. Emmanwori just sticks to him, then plays through him and forces that pass breakup. That is just exceptional work from the rookie. I'll zoom in a bit closer so you can see it again, but just the way that he stays with him. He put a hand on him, but he's not really getting grabby, and then just plays through the back without making contact before that ball gets there. Like, this is all really difficult stuff for a rookie going against, a future Hall of Famer, in my opinion, just to avoid all of that contact. Play man coverage, again, the very next play, after he was filling the run on the one we had just shown. He really can do it all. I wanted to show the other angle so you can pay attention to how important Emmanwori's role was on that pass breakup, because you got Kobe Bryant right here, who's going to vacate this throwing window. He's going to feel Puka break inside. He's going to feel another receiver, and he just starts collapsing onto that throwing window, which is exactly what Stafford wants. As Bryant vacates, we're clearing this throwing window. So if Emmanwori doesn't make this play, Devontae might be gone for an even bigger touchdown or, bigger play. Especially if Julian Love looks like he might be, taking the wrong angle, trying to break down on that. So the fact that Bryant, vacates that throwing window, just trying to follow Puka, which, hey, I don't blame him. Puka's a phenomenal player. It just puts extra pressure on Emmanwori to make this play, and I just think he does an excellent job of that. We're now 3 plays in, and we have Emmanwori lined up in a third different spot. We had him off the edge. First play, second play, he was in the slot over there. Now we've got him right here as a traditional off-ball linebacker against some heavy personnel all year. The Rams really loved this 13 personnel where we have 3 tight ends out here just trying to help with run fits, make it more challenging, difficult, put stress on the defense. And then you have Puka as an insert blocker as well. Just a lot of this makes it really hard for defenses to get their run fits right. But Emmanwori is one of those erasers as a safety that you can keep on the field in these situations and help make plays. So he's going to, as this play goes, he can feel Davis Allen once again trying to engage with him. Watch how he just knifes around this block. He just gets extended, takes on the block real quick, and then just throws it off. And then he's just staying so low here. Kyron Williams, that's Blake Corum this time around, but both of those running backs love low pad level and keep their legs moving. And Emmanwori, knows that low man wins. He's just getting even lower and just using his body to forklift up the running back after taking on that block. This is stuff like modern linebackers struggle with, and this is a safety playing linebacker in this alignment he's just really fearless when it comes to playing the run and is such an asset. It gives them an extra defender close to the line of scrimmage that they can trust to fill the right gaps, engage blockers, not get washed out, and then make plays when the ball carrier comes his way. There's not really much to show on this play, but I really just think it shows off one of Emmanwori's best traits, which is his play strength at the safety position. So we have this motion coming across the formation, which forces Emmanwori to kick inside. He's not going to be involved in this play, but what he did, I had to at least show in this video to show you the kind of play strength he has. The left tackle, Jackson, is going to climb up and trying to just basically seal off Emmanwori on a run that's going this direction. But I want you to pay attention to how Emmanwori takes on this block. So we've got the climb. Jackson's trying to climb it and then just Seal get in his way, and Emmanwori does not care. Going against, a left tackle, an NFL starting left tackle, this is how he takes on that block instead of getting washed out. Just gets extended and just blows this guy backwards. That is so hard for a safety to do. Usually with DBs, a lineman in open space sees a DB and they see blood in the water. Emmanwori, I feel like, has that same mindset when he's seeing a guy in space. He does such a good job of driving his legs with extension, and it really amplifies his athletic ability because he's just blowing that defender back. And again, has nothing to do with what the play happened, but I had to show the clip because those are the kind of traits that we're dealing with when it comes to this rookie. One of the wild parts about putting together a video on a player like Emmanwori is every time I'm looking at clips, it takes me a second to figure out where he is on the field because you've seen slot, edge, off-ball linebacker. Sometimes he'll just play a traditional box safety. He is everywhere. This time we've got him in the slot covering Puka Nacua, and you're just going to see some of that explosiveness he has in his game. And it's not always clean. I think this is a little bit of a choppy play, actually. We're going to have just a quick out route from Puka, and, after a back pedal, Emmanwori's going to have to trigger downhill. And I feel like he takes an extra step here, right there. It feels a little awkward, a little clunky, but I want you to pay attention to his closing speed and burst to get to that football, because this is just some ridiculous stuff to close that gap and then time up when the ball is getting there to attack the catch point and interfere with it. And that's just a terrific play against one of the top 2-3 best wide receivers in football right now. And again, I as he gets more acclimated at the NFL level, I feel like that footwork's going to be smoother. He's going to be more confident with what he's doing, and it's going to be even scarier because, like, right now he's playing at such a high level, and this is his first season in the NFL, and it was kind of like one of these balls of clay. We didn't know how it was going to work at the NFL level, and here he is just making all kinds of plays in the NFC Championship. I swear this dude is like the Energizer Bunny because once he makes a big play, I feel like it amplifies his game. And that happened again. We showed back-to-back plays to start the video. Here it is again, very next play after that Puka Nacua pass breakup. He's going to feign the blitz. He's going to creep up. Then he's going to bail out at the snap. And he's just going to keep an eye on the running back who's going to do a little bit of a choice route based on leverage. And he's going to break back outside. This is third down, so they're just trying to throw and get an angle to get to the sticks. Emmanwori's reading that route, and as soon as he feels that pass or that break to the outside, he's just going to use that closing speed again and then attack the catch point and force another PBU. So on 2nd and 5 and 3rd and 5, outbreaking routes, Emmanwori has to use his explosiveness to close on, and then he uses that length to attack the football. Back-to-back PBUs for the guy. Just that is tremendous effort and just feel for, as soon as that route stem happens, how to break on it and just use that incredible athleticism to make some huge plays. A penalty ended up negating this play, but I still wanted to show it. It's another one of those examples of the flashes of play strength from Emmanwori, and kind of similar to the last two plays we showed with those outbreaking routes. He's going to, get into a drop. He's going to read, we don't have a flat defender out here, right? So he's going to read that outbreaking route. He needs to trigger on it and take the right angle. So he feels that, he triggers, and at that catch point, just like he's not even getting good tackling for him or finishing this play, but with his momentum and strength, just the ability to have a tight end bounce off of him like that for zero yak essentially is the kind of athlete we're dealing with at the safety position. And we had actually done a video about Cam Chancellor earlier this season, and there was a little bit of a controversy comparing him to Cam Chancellor, the former Legion of Boom. I always called him the Chuck Norris of Seattle's defense because he could do everything. But I really feel like he's living up to that kind of title, like even as a rookie, because the strength combined with the versatility and explosiveness and all of that. I mean, there aren't many other good comps for what he's doing right now. And plays like this are just a great example of that. A tight end should not get hit that hard by a safety, but Emmanwori is not like most safeties. This is a good one to show just Emmanwori's eyes and how well he is just reacting to the football as a zone dropper. So as we go here, Emmanwori number 3 right here, he is just eyeballing the running back. But as soon as he sees Stafford, I want you to pay attention to his reaction. When you're in a zone drop, whether you're a linebacker, safety, or anything, you're going to trigger downhill based on where the QB's eyes are. And once he releases that football, so as he's winding backwards to throw it, that's typically when you want to start triggering downhill so that you can close that space before the football gets there. And I think you can see Emmanwori is doing a good job of reading Stafford's eyes. And as soon as he winds up to try and throw it, even though he pump fakes, you can see Emmanwori start to trigger downhill right there, and then he reacts, readjusts his angle, and then he is just a very strong tackler. That it doesn't feel like he strikes cleanly here. This is kind of awkward. He's falling the opposite way of where this is spinning, but just being able to wrap up and use your gravity to handle the rest is a big reason why he's able to bring him to the ground. I love how comfortable he is reading the QB's eyes and then breaking down. And yeah, he didn't take the right angle at first, but then he readjusts that and makes the play. We started with a play showing outside contain from Emmanwori, and we're going to show another one. Again, him off the edge this time. And so many younger players can get baited here where they're not being blocked. The split zone's picking up someone here, so Emmanwori is free. He has no one blocking him. And if I had a nickel for every time I saw a rookie who was unblocked as the edge player, just wanted to pursue the run and go back this way, or maybe they're trying to play the boot and give up the cutback, all of that. Instead, Emmanwori is just staying home, staying disciplined, you're staying in this gap and just trying to make sure that no one bounces outside. And maybe he sucks in a little too much, but with his athleticism, he can recover. And as soon as he feels, the running back trying to bounce back outside, he gets those shoulders turned and then pursues. And it's clean discipline. Nice job, not over pursuing, making a rookie mistake in a big moment. I just think he does an excellent job here to make a play. And then the way he finishes that tackle, driving those legs to prevent any yard. He's like basically forcing, the running back backwards by driving those legs and then using gravity to take care of the rest. Just another terrific play. I believe this one is also negated by a penalty, but for an evaluation standpoint, I don't think it really matters when it's a live play. We're still seeing the kind of stuff Emmanwori is capable of. Emmanwori is such a unique talent. Like, he is just one of these ultimate chess pieces. We always talk about, versatile, defenseless or positionless defensive players. As the NFL is evolving, I don't think there are many that do what this guy is doing, Emmanwori. Derwin James is like one of the younger examples or previous examples is still playing at an extremely high level. But Cam Chancellor is next up. I think this guy has all pro written all over him because he can just do so much for a defense, and he's doing it on the number 1 ranked defense by DVOA, both against the run and the pass. What do you think of Emmanwori? Let me know in the comments. I hope this film study was helpful for you and why I think he's going to be such an impactful player in the Super Bowl. I'm very curious to see how he performs against this Patriots offense. We'll be back on Wednesday with our Patriots X Factor player, so stay subscribed if you want to get an update when that comes out. And we'll see you on Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching. Best available.